Do you have a positive sales culture within your business? Have you got a team of people that work for you that are passionate about helping the company scale and grow to the next level? If you have, you're going to be in great position to achieve whatever you want to over the course of the next few years. But if you haven't, and the culture is more toxic than positive, you've got some problems that you need to deal with. My name is James White, and I'm a small business sales expert. I've built sales teams, I've helped drive sales cultures that have achieved incredible results and double turnover, but I've also been with organisations who've got such a toxic culture that it eventually has cost them their ability to even operate. Let's look at the video and put in place some of the key tips and things that are critical to build a positive, driven and engaging sales culture. Let's have a look at the video. So the first point that's so critical when it comes to building a sales culture in your business is really knowing whether your team understand and believe and act out your vision, your mission and your values as a company. One of the first things we do when we work with any new company is we ask them about their vision, their mission and their values. What really makes them tick? If we cut them open as a stick of rock, what would be the words and the phrases that mean something to them? In my business, it's all about helping small business owners get incredible results. And everything I do is there to make that happen and to improve that. But what are the mission, vision and values that your company have? And more importantly, could your sales team actually know what they are, recite them and talk about them in prospect conversations? If you haven't got a culture that's embedded from the start in strong visions and strong missions that mean something, that are more than just making money or trying to earn off other people, then it's going to be a key factor in helping build sales success for your company. Simon Sinek always talks about people don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. And when it comes to business sales, it's really critical that we've got a strong vision that excites people, that makes people feel they want to work with us and be part of what we're doing. Having that in place is critical. And if you've got those and then live that out in the way you operate day to day, your sales culture is going to grow, your sales team are going to know what are the key factors that hold them all together and keep them together, and it's going to mean that people feel warm and engaged by what you offer. That culture is going to grow and it's going to spread to other people in your business and your partners and your customers from there, because it's what you do, it's what means something to you. So first is this: if you haven't got your vision and your mission and your values clear, get them clear. It's the driving force behind any successful sales culture, in my opinion. So the second point is this: does everyone in the business really understand the importance of sales and sales activity within the company and within the company's goals and plans? A lot of companies I talk to have a target to achieve revenue of X million over a course of a year, and they think it's the job of one team to make that happen. And when I talk to other team members in other departments, well, that's not our job, that's someone else's job. And those teams aren't linked together, and therefore there's this them and us approach, which ultimately isn't going to enable the business to be successful. For most companies to grow, whether they're publicly limited and they want to go to the stock market, or whether they're just based upon individual owners, most companies have a plan to grow and to get to that next point. They want to achieve things because achieving things is better than failing, right? So if we've got a plan to get to that next level, how do we involve everyone in the process? How do we show our customer service or our product delivery or service delivery teams how we approach our sales activity? How can we get them to think about questions to ask so that when they're talking to prospects, when they're engaging with people, they can ask some questions that might open up doors for then someone in sales to walk through and engage with that person. The key thing is we've got to understand that sales isn't just the job of one group of people, it's everyone's job in the business. And if everyone can represent the company in the right way and feel comfortable that the vision and values about what the company stands for, which I'm sure are to help and support and to engage, then you're going to find people wanting to share ideas about how to improve things. Of course, you need a sales team to focus on putting, as I was saying, they're the strikers in a team to put the ball in the net. But in any good football team, you need the midfield, the defence and the goalkeeper to operate. And so you need these other departments to feel important, to feel involved in the process and to feel empowered and want to get involved to help the company scale and grow. Do that and make them feel that they're all aware of what the results are, aware of what's happening, aware of what activities taking place, aware of how the business is selling, and it's going to get them involved. It's going to hopefully make them feel comfortable and make them want to be in a position where they share news, ideas and information that can help the company achieve its goals. So the third point is this: how are you measuring success? And have you got some metrics and criteria for success in place that are realistic? Within the businesses I work with, we're really clear about what the targets are and what we've got to do to try and achieve those targets. And we ensure that the targets are realistic in the first place so that the sales team and the whole wider team don't feel that the goal they've got is unachievable. I've sometimes worked with companies where the owners come up with a target that's 5 or 6 times what they were previously. And everyone's looking at them going, how are we going to make that happen? And then they've got no metrics to be able to get to that point either. It's just a finger in the air, let's get to that point. And people don't feel involved in the process, they don't know how it's going to be done. And therefore they get removed from it, feel it's not their job, leave it to someone else, and before you know it, that negative, toxic culture of them and us starts to be created. Be focused on a number of 3 or 4 key metrics, success criteria that you can use to assess how well you're doing. And measure them on a weekly basis. Maybe that's new leads coming in. Maybe that's the number of leads that you're converting. Maybe that's the number of leads that move through the sales process. Maybe it's the amount of conversations you're having. I don't know. Whatever those key metrics are, make sure you've got them in place and make sure everyone in the company has access to see where things are going. And what you want them to be able to do is to get people to suggest ideas and ways in which those targets can be helped and driven forward. And be open to suggesting things that may work or not work, but get the ideas out in the open in team meetings, in wider team discussions, so that everyone can feel involved in contributing to the ultimate sales success. Sales is the number that happens and is the number that everyone reports on and sees, but it happens when everyone's got a clear set of criteria to work to, a target, a plan, and an outline of what's going to happen. When those are in place and are clear and realistic, everyone gets motivated, they get driven to achieve something, and when it does then get achieved, everyone feels amazing and enjoys in the success of the company. Make sure everyone's involved, make sure the criteria is set, and monitor what you're doing. Share it with others to show whether they're against or behind the target, and you're going to be in a great position to build that culture the way you want it to. So another key point that stops sales culture from developing is when I see owners that are continually changing tack or direction of what they want to do. And basically they have a focus. I've done this myself. In my previous business, I was focused on generating the revenue and just hitting money, bringing money in. And therefore when opportunities came by that were maybe a bit different to our vision of what we wanted to achieve, I focused on them because they were money, I was going to bring them in. And it changed tack, and it basically made half the people in my organisation think, what are we doing this for? They became disillusioned by what I was doing, and in return it meant that they didn't want to then get involved and drive the sales culture forward. So if you really focused on that path that you know is clear, that you want to achieve, or you change your tack like a sailboat in the wind in order to get the best result. If you are, the chances are your culture is going to grow to become something where people focus on short-term things rather than the long-term impacts of doing consistent good work over a period of time. If you use your vision and your mission as your compass and your guiding light, it should enable you to deal with whatever throws at you. And whatever opportunities come in, you can look and see, does it meet to what we're trying to do here, and does it fit in with the values we have? And if it doesn't, you can politely decline the opportunities and get everyone bought into this big vision that you've set that's going to achieve great things, that's going to help everyone achieve and feel good about what the company's doing. That culture is critical. Don't change tack time and time again just because of opportunities and money. Focus on your vision, focus on what you want to achieve, focus on what you've got to be able to do, and be consistent in that approach. Great leadership is about dealing with the tough times even when they come through, so everyone can see the end point and know you're going to work to get there, no matter what challenges might come up in the meantime. So another great way to create a toxic culture is to let everyone get on and do their own thing. But a brilliant way to create a strong sales culture is to have a structured way of operating that everyone buys into and works by. What do I mean by that? I've seen organisations where salespeople have just focused on getting the number happen and they've used any method they can to get results. Whereas the organisations that have really got a culture of everyone pulling together and going in the same direction have a clear process they work to and use to engage with new prospects and to win new business. And every single member of that sales team will play within that framework and that outline. And yes, of course, people might say things in a slightly different way or have slightly different scripts or emails to use to engage, but everyone knows the focus is on that group of people and working that way. And it enables everyone to be consistent, it enables everyone to be measured so that they're accountable to each other, it enables the management to be able to see how people are doing, and it also creates a sense of everyone moving in the same direction and the rules are the same. When you let different people do whatever they want to, it just creates a them and us culture. It creates it's okay for them, it must be okay for me to do what I want. And that can then let bad habits and bad practices come in, which really detract and cause problems in your culture and your great positive sales way of operating. Allow everyone to build and buy into the structures that you're doing, get them involved in the process, and once you've settled on something, work through and implement that and get everyone behind it. Yes, it can be tweaked and amended, but make sure everyone's focused on delivering to a consistent process and structure and way of operating. If you do, it's going to form that culture, make everyone feel alongside each other and part of the same team, and it's going to hopefully get you the results you want. If you want to create a great culture, you have to build trust in the team that you work with. I've seen again some managers and business owners who say they trust their people and then ask for updates every day on what's been done. And they will ask for information on what's happened in certain deals because they don't trust the person who's actually doing that work for them. And why don't they trust them? Because they feel that person has got their own method, or they don't want to have the difficult conversation to move them to operating in the same way as everyone else, and it's better to leave them alone and less hassle. Or they'd rather be in a position where they just check up on them because they've been burned before. And when those things happen, what you do is you create a sense of distrust in your sales team and salesperson that if you're not going to trust them, then why should they do anything more than they should do? Why should they go over and above for the customer? Or why should they do more hours or extra work in order to win a piece of business when you don't trust them to do the basics? Of course, have these key criteria as we talked about to measure your sales team, and that can be targets, the amount of calls that are done per week, the amount of activity they've got to show, whatever. But if you micromanage people and you start to then pick holes in little things that they do, the chances are you're going to start to then see people only doing the minimum, and that's going to give you the minimum, which isn't going to give you the culture you want to really grow and build a brilliant business. Culture is critical. It comes when we trust people. We enable them to focus on a clear plan and a clear goal, and we let them get on with doing it. If we do that, we're going to see results and of course monitor, but let people be free to make their decisions within the frame that you set, and you're going to see your business thrive and grow. So when you're engaging with your sales team and the people that are involved in even part of the sales process, how do you go about that management style and process? Do you literally look at them and constantly criticise and wonder why they're not doing things and query why they haven't done certain things at certain times and look and say, well, what happened there and what's going on there and what's happened there and why did you do this? Or do you help and support? Are you positive in the way in which you engage? Are you even able to ask questions such as, tell me about the way you approached that and talk me through your strategy there and how did that work for you? And adjust your tone so that you can get a response from that person that makes them feel that they're not being distrusted or being felt to be doing something wrong, but that you're intrigued to find out what they were doing well and what they didn't do well so that you can learn and build as a team to go forward. When you're consistently criticising and consistently making people feel like failure is something they want to avoid, you're going to get people trying to cover their backsides. You're going to get people lying, saying it wasn't their fault. You're going to get people taking no personal responsibility. And when that happens, your culture starts to fall apart and it's not going to get you and your team what you want. So focus on being able to support. Yes, be constructive in your criticism. If someone's done something wrong, suggest, hey, I saw you've done this. Another idea could be to use this. Or a great way in which you could have approached that would have been to do this, this and this. Or tell me what your thoughts are on this as an approach. Be open to suggesting other ideas rather than criticising and telling someone they've done something wrong. There was a study done recently that showed that people react to just sometimes simple phrases such as well done and great job, and those are enough to make them feel empowered and involved and engaged in their job as much as anything else. The key thing is this: if you want to get a toxic culture in place, nitpick, continually criticise, continually tell people they're doing wrong, and that's what you'll get. If you want to inspire a sales culture that thrives and grows, put them in control of their own destiny, support them, mentor them, grow them, train them, and help them become the team that they're going to be, and they're going to grow and develop and help you get amazing results as a sales leader. So these points are the things that I know that work to create great sales cultures. Culture's not easy, it takes time. It can't just be earned and gained in days. It takes sometimes weeks and months and years even to build a culture where everyone feels involved, everyone feels empowered, and everyone feels accountable to achieve the best things. And the reality is, it's also probably impossible across especially bigger teams to get everyone feeling the same way. But the key thing in business, in life, is to get the majority. If we can get 65, 70% of people feeling positive, feeling involved in the culture, it's going to spread to the others, it's going to make other people think that this is a better way than the old toxic way, and it's going to open up opportunities for things you've never thought. People are going to start seeing opportunities to have conversations, they're going to ask questions, they're going to be open to sharing things that they weren't before, and it's this culture that enables you to really seize opportunities, develop and grow, and win the business that's going to help you and your company scale. Build a sales culture that can grow, build a methodology, build a structure that can help you build that business, and it's going to take you to another level. But if you focus on the things I've told you not to, and distrust your team and micromanage and get everyone doing their own thing, you're going to get a disjointed team that cares only about themselves and not about the culture, and that's eventually going to cause you business problems. Avoid that. Put in place the things I've mentioned. If you need our help to do that, let us know. But if you put those structures in place, you get on the path to success. Hope you enjoyed watching the video and it's given you some ideas on how to create that sales culture for your team. My name is James White, I'm a small business sales expert. I've built teams, sales teams within my small business academy, and I'm going to happy to help you if I can achieve that. Reach out to us, drop a comment in the section below, and we'll come and have a conversation about helping you and your company build a brilliant sales culture. But the most important thing is you're doing the things you need to do to get results. And if you're doing that and taking our advice on board, you're going to get success. Thanks for watching. If you have liked the video, like, subscribe to the channel, share it with others, tell other people about what it is we're doing so we can help them get great results as well. And I look forward to sharing another video with you next Saturday morning. Take care.